So our flooded member detection system, it's based around a single probe. That's the probe in its housing there. It's based on the ISFMD sensor at its core. It's a 500 kilohertz ultrasonic probe, transmits acoustic pulse into the water around about 6-degree conical beam. When you're using it for flooded member detection work, you take the probe, you put it right up against the surface of the member. It will then transmit a pulse of sound into that member. If the member is full of a liquid, the sound will travel through the member, hit the back wall of the member, and be reflected back again to the probe. At which point the probe picks it up as a return, and it measures basically the diameter of the member. If that happens, then it's classed as a flooded member. If you put this up against a dry member, the sound is transmitted into the member, and the 500 kilohertz signal very quickly attenuates and is absorbed by the air inside the member, and it never hears any reflection coming back again. And so the system is quite simple in principle. If it sends a sound in and it hears a sound coming back again, it assumes it's flooded, and it verifies this because the sound will take the required time to travel down to the member and back again, so it will report exactly the member diameter as the distance is measured. If the member is dry, it'll transmit sound in and it'll simply hear nothing back. So it's quite simple in principle. The member, or the probe itself rather, we supply the titanium probe, and we also provide the holder here, which is an acetyl holder with 2 stainless steel bars. So these can be used by a diver to hold the probe and push it up against a member, or it can be used by a work-class ROV for the manipulator to hold onto that and move the probe around. If you're using it on a smaller ROV, the probe itself can come out of this holder, and you can mount it directly onto the small ROV and just fly the ROV up against the member, hold it against the member while you take a reading. In terms of telemetry, I've got a diver system here today. So I've got the probe, the cable, which runs back into this blue cable, and the reel you can see there behind me. The reel then runs up to a topside interface box and into a PC, which is running our FMD software, as can be seen in the background there. The software is very user-friendly. It's really intuitive. The top left-hand corner, you've got a little mimic of the probe. So as I move the probe in real time, you can see it on screen moving. This is quite useful, especially if you're topside working the software and you're coordinating the FMD project with a diver. So if you tell the diver, please put the probe at 6 o'clock position, you can see on the screen once it's been correctly positioned. You can see it any other positions that it's at any one time. In the middle of the screen at the top, you have the acoustic returns. So if the probe pings into a member, it'll show you any returns that come back there. And on the right-hand side, it automatically classifies the member as dry, flooded, or part flooded. And so part flooded is where you maybe put the probe up against a member, maybe underneath the member. It's pinged into the member, but it hasn't read the entire member diameter, but it's got a return at a shorter distance. So that might indicate that the member is just partially flooded and not fully flooded. Down at the bottom, in the middle, you've got your member setup, so you can set up the member diameter, you can set up the speed of sound, the transmit power, things like that. The left-hand side, you have a list of members, so you can preset a whole lot of members prior to starting the project, then work through member by member, taking readings.